everybody, welcome to the closing beat. Man, what a day. Since about, I don't know, 11:30 today, I've been dying to just like come on and talk about the market. So, thankfully we're here, we're ready to go. I hope you had a good day today. If you're tuning in for the first time, we're financial advisors. This is our daily show that we do, sort of under construction, but daily show that we do to talk about the overall stock market, the good, the bad, the ugly, what happened for the day, what should you look out for, what should you run away from, and so we're going to cover all of that today. Like I said, we're financial advisors. If you're one of our customers, tonight our class, we're going to cover the markets in great detail as they pertain to your investments. So you already have the email. It should be in your inbox. Just know tonight's going to be one of those sort of detailed discussions. We'll talk about everything that's going on, of course, in greater detail. Oh, that's my little stool. I got a new stool today, just so we can get that out of the way. No need for that to be there. Anyways, wow, what a day. So here's what we got. Tuesday, obviously a very strong sell-off in the overall stock market. And it was the 333rd largest percent drop in the Dow. So if you're interested, you go back through the lifetime of the Dow. 333rd really makes you feel like, that's going to bug me. It makes you feel like there's really it's not that bad, right? 333rd was the fourth largest point drop of the day, though, of the Dow. So it was a significant drop. Today we start off with an even greater, well, almost an even greater decline in the markets. I found it really interesting because you guys know that if you watch regularly, you guys know that I'm sort of a geek when it comes to all the news, the stats, and things going on. And I'm pretty much, if you're one of our customers, you've seen me respond to emails in the middle of the night. I'm always watching. I love watching. To me, this is like being at Disney World every day, all day. I love doing what I do. So one of the things I noticed, this was actually Tuesday, which would have been Monday night our time. The whole arrest thing about this Huawei, so if you're not following today, Huawei, I believe the second or third largest cell phone producer on the planet, their CFO was arrested. It was the daughter of the owner, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she was arrested for arrested by Canada under U.S. order, by the way. That's a whole separate story. But anyways, she was arrested for possibly dealing with Iran during the whole sanctions thing, and she wasn't following the rules. You'll see all that. Just tune into a news channel and you'll see that part of the story. Here's the thing, though. It came out in Chinese news. I dug all day to try to find the actual article because I have alerts set all over the planet, and I actually have alerts set for media to translate into English so that I can see what's going on elsewhere, China being one of the ones that I really like to follow. Anyways, this is old news, so when I woke up today and it was like, oh my God, trade war concerns now that this person's been arrested, I'm like, wait, I feel like did I just predict the future? Like I felt like I already saw it before it actually happened. This already happened. So already, that was the first thing that sort of bugged me. I tended to lean towards oil and the fact that OPEC had some issues there. OPEC decided on a number that they may cut. Then Russia said, we're not going to give you our number just yet. They canceled the meeting. And so all of that kind of led into this morning sell-off. I'm not sure why the media focused on something that I know they didn't talk about the other day, but that existed the other day. The lady that was arrested on December 1st. What's today? It's the 6th. So how that sort of got mixed up in the news, I don't know. Like, what's the problem there? Now, interestingly enough, we're going to go to the charts because I've waited all day to share this with you guys. If I just switch over here, sorry about the audio if it's a little bad, working on some things here. But look, if we go over to the markets, this is the most interesting thing about the day. I'm going to switch over to, I don't know, let's just use a 5-minute time period. Okay, so on your screen, what you're looking at now, the chart, is a 5-minute time period. Here's the start of the day, right? About there. There we go. So throughout the morning, we sold off rather aggressively, right? It was pretty stable. I mean, it was a bad sell-off, but it was basically pretty consistent and simple. Everything was fine. So here we go. Now, in the mid-morning, about 11:30 or so, oh, you can see it on the screen. So about 11:30, the market started a little rally. And what we do is we keep track of everything. So on the new set, I'm going to share this hopefully with you guys tonight on the closing beat, or on the Wine and Wealth show. But when we get the new set built, you'll actually be able to see what we see every day. So I want to sort of like show you how the hot dog's made, so to speak. But basically, we watch all the different sectors. Now check this out. If you look around that time, what you need for the markets here is for those big media names to help start the snowball rolling, right? If you're going to get a little bit of a rally. So what was very interesting is that People started buying this dip today. It proves that people are interested in buying market dips. You know how we always say, and I'll tell my customers, you want to buy the declines, right? So you want to see the market fall and dive in there. That's why you want to do weekly deposits. We've done the whole study. I'm thinking about doing it again to show why that makes sense. But anyways, this is why you do that. So people were willing to buy the dip. Other market participants were willing to buy the dip as well. Very important. Now, where did they go? It was really cool because first they went to tech. I want you to just kind of look on the chart right at about the same spot as I go through these different categories here. So here's the same time right here, 11:30. I'm going to see if actually, can I just leave it there? You got tech, communication services. Look, all at the same time, right? Very important names in there. The Nasdaq, of course, started the whole mix right there. That was just like a couple seconds ahead. Consumer discretionary. I'm going to go through just a couple more. Stay with me. So you got a little bit of a rally there in those. They all started buying those dips. I noticed a little bit of retail. You can see retail try to come off the bottom. Home builders were already doing well, or not so bad, but they started coming off the bottom. And then the construction stocks. I'll put it up there just so you can see. This is the another way to look at the home builders, right? So my favorite one is the XHB. But anyways, so that happened. Now, what did they not go for? This is the most important part here. They did not go for financials. Look at the same time of the day. Nothing, right? Financials barely budged, same time of the day. Transportation stocks, nothing. Just a little blip on the screen, not that big of a deal, really didn't make much of a difference. Oil, what happened? Nothing. Just a little spike, but it couldn't get anything done. It did not follow the rest of those areas. So what you saw there was essentially a round of program buying where people came in and said, buy the dip. However, I want to buy the dip X things in the news, right? So what's holding the market back? You got trade, right? You got oil, excuse me, trade, oil, and so they didn't go with transports. The transports are highly affected by the trade news right now. They didn't go with oil. Russia canceled their own meeting there, right? So they didn't cancel their own meeting. They didn't show up to the meeting that OPEC wanted to have. Tomorrow they'll hopefully be there, whatever. So everybody avoided those areas and said, I need to buy this dip. People got excited to buy the dip, but were very smart about doing that. And that's the coolest way that I can show you that money is actually really smart. People make fun of dumb money and smart money, and they have a bunch of different ways of defining that. That could be a video in itself. But so what happens is people know they want to buy this dip. This is a gift. And they see that it's a gift. The fund managers, all the people you see on Bloomberg and CNBC, they were all saying the same thing. The market, the economy is not going into a recession. You've got highly discounted prices. PE ratios are much lower on a lot of these stocks. Names being thrown out everywhere. And all of a sudden, you notice people put money towards those areas, but they leave out the stuff they're not sure about. What's that tell you? If people continue to buy and piggyback on what happened today, okay, that area of the market will start to rally. It's not enough to bring the stock market back. What you need is the financials. You need the deep, deep tech names, the semiconductors, not the big fancy FANG names. You need the deep tech names to come in and play too. So what happens is if news gets settled, well, and you need oil. Oil's 15% of the game. So what happens is if we can settle oil, if we can get a good jobs number tomorrow, that's going to be a big focus, and you can get people to just take a shot on financials, then you've now got a recipe for this to recover. The problem is that's asking for a lot, right? You're asking for geopolitical news to essentially be solved rather rapidly. It's probably not going to happen. You're asking for oil issues to be solved rapidly. First of all, they're going to solve the oil thing. It's going to be just fine. Everyone wants higher oil prices. It's just a matter of how they get it. Oh, is that mine? Okay. So all that, right? If you need all that to be solved and for people to keep buying, that's a tall order there. So I'm motivated by the fact that people see what it is I'm always talking about. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. You got more than a 10% dip here. Okay, in the short term, there's opportunity there, and that is not my opinion. That is now how you just saw it on the screen of what everybody chose to participate today. And so that's what I've been dying to do. I was like, fire the cameras up. Let's do a live one just to talk about what's happening right now. Know that that sort of thing is coming once we get, if you saw what all that looked like over there, it's a heavy mess, but we're working on it. Okay, I covered all of that. We talked about oil. Can you see it on the screen? Nah, let's share the oil prices with you. Okay, so price of oil just hovering near the lows. Know that that's going to be super volatile going into tomorrow. Russia doesn't want to commit to a cut. They don't want to commit to a number. Everybody's looking for a number. Saudi Arabia said 1 million barrels we can do. Everybody wants 1.3, so we were hoping Russia would chime in with the other 300,000. They won't commit to it, so you're going to see a lot of volatility in oil. There's just no other way to say it there. I mentioned financials there. They broke to new lows today. Actually, new lows in energy, metals and mining, and financials today. The banks are in real severe trouble here. They're struggling, a lot since February, to find any real bid that continues. What's it going to take for people to go buy the banks? This discount's not good enough. And here's the problem. The way the banks have fallen, they've given no one any clue as to where a bottom might be. So oftentimes I'll point out where a bottom could be because technical traders look for that, or because fundamental traders like the idea of maybe the valuation at a point. So I like pointing that stuff out. If you look at some of the banks here and the sector as a whole, they're giving you nothing. There's just no good reason to dive in. And so what that means is smart money has to guess. And smart money doesn't guess at what they want to do. Look at what happened today. They know where they want to put their money. Very, 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 very smart there. So that's really all I have for you on that aspect there. I got a couple names I'll cover. We'll look through anything you want to look at. Kroger, an incredible rally. I drew the line here on the chart so you can see the uptrend. It's volatile. It's a wild one, but Kroger doing the right thing there. Earnings, revenue better than expected. Profit fell a little bit. They're expanding. They're doing all kinds of cool things at Kroger, which is weird, but hey, they are. They even got their own clothing line coming out. So they're trying all kinds of things to stay relevant. Facebook downgraded today. That one actually finished up 1%. Your FANG names, you're going to see that on TV. Facebook, Amazon. If you don't know what FANG names are and you're just joining us, F-A-N, well, you could say F-A-A-N-G, but now, because of Apple, everybody's saying F-A-N-G. So Facebook, Amazon, Netflix. Great day on the day, almost 3% on the day there. And then Alphabet is the last one, but the symbol, it used to be just called Google. The symbol is G-O-O-G-L. There you go. Strong day for that one as well. That grabs the media headlines, but I wanted you guys to see the underlying support. That's great. FANG names had a good day today. Yeehaw. We can see it on TV. It's great. They love to talk about it. But in reality, it's everything underneath it. It's the support of everything that I just went through. So I hope that really helps you guys understand what happened today, because anytime something great or bad happens, I want you to see how people were making decisions. Because when things happen fast, when the market sells off quickly, no matter how long you've been doing this, your mind is going to say, what did I miss? Even today, I'm going, what did I miss? I thought I would see a small up day today in the market. And it was like that until about 1 o'clock in the morning today when this news came out that was already old news. So no matter how fast the markets move and how long you've been a part of this, you're going to say, I missed something. I've seen this before, but this time I missed something. And so I like to dig in real deep to show you guys this is where money's going. You know that it's the right thing to do to move money to these areas. Maybe oil, maybe some of the banking stocks, maybe transportation stocks because of the trade thing are a guess. And so you know there's other areas you can go. You know there's retail, you know there's consumer discretionary, communications, tech stocks in general, the big tech names. And so now that helps you kind of see this, that hey, when the world is panicking about some geopolitical stuff that's not even timely, like I don't know where that came from, you know how people will now look to really invest their money. And if you can't imagine that, now you know you can just put all those sectors up on a screen. And when you see the market start to rally, or you hear someone on the radio or TV going, oh my God, the market is starting to bounce. Now you can look on your screen if you, I don't know if you want to, or you can flip through all of them and go, they're buying here, 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 and here. Interesting, they're not using financials, they're not using transports, they're not using oil. Well, that makes sense because of all the news. And then boom, you've got your sectors. You know where you need to focus if that's something you're interested in. So I don't know, I get excited by these days. So I just figure when I think of things, I try to save them and share them with you. I'd love to be able to do this a lot faster. Interestingly, YouTube just announced stories. So they ripped off Instagram and Snapchat and stuff. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to start using that a little bit too, if you don't mind. It won't be as graphically interesting, but quick little blurbs, things that happen. I don't know, could be fun. Is oil an opportunity? Oil, so you might like the discount in oil. You might like that drop in oil and everything, but to dive in at this point, not knowing what one more day might hold, that makes me nervous, because you could very quickly see a 4. They call it, they would say a 4 handle. So meaning the price of oil would start with a 4. Right now it starts with a 5 if this doesn't go as planned tomorrow. So really sort of a news event building up there. I don't like trying to guess what other people do. You know what I'll be watching though? You're waiting on that mortgage dip. Yeah, home builders today, right? So because of the last few days being really weak, investors went to bonds. Let's show that real quick. When investors go to bonds, I'm getting pretty quick with this. The price of bonds rises, the interest rates go lower. So, you know, that's a whole bond thing that we can talk about, but you can see on the charts there, bond prices rise, know that interest rates reduce. And so with the decline this week in interest rates, home builders, people that benefit from home builders, REITs, they've all done really well actually in light of this. Did that just end today? That's the real question, right? So that's a tough one. And if you're talking about physical homes, I'm sorry. I read some of these things. I get excited to answer a question, but you guys are talking about physical homes. Okay, no problem. I think I've covered everything else. Remember, if you're one of our customers tonight, we're going to do the overview of the markets, kind of go over where things are at, give you that sort of a more detailed approach if we can. I'm happy to take your questions, and then of course if you guys have individual positions you want help with and you don't mind sharing with the group, that'll be tonight. I'll do like I always do. I'll go like 5-6 minutes just into the meat of it for those that can't make it live, so they don't have to watch like a long replay, and then we can hang out and talk as long as you like. Yeah, happy to answer any questions there. Nice. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there. Enjoy the rest of your day. We will see you tomorrow if you're watching here. I appreciate you guys watching if you're on there. We're doing a lot here to try to increase the quality of the content without, you know, spending a lot of money. So all this stuff is getting built by us. We're not like, you know, throwing away money to build these sets. So when someone says they like the set, that's like a personal compliment, right? Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I just like building something to make things more interesting for you guys. If you find it interesting, maybe you'll hit the subscribe button. If not, I guess I understand, but come on, you know, just hit the button. See you guys later.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.